Now, extreme or severe weather doesn't just include tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, and flooding. Did you know that the extreme heat is the #1 weather-related killer? Here's Kevin Goff.
As spring turns into summer, both heat and humidity begins to climb, sometimes to unbearable levels that puts a lot of stress on mid-Michigan residents. That can cause mild to severe illness, even death. According to the National Weather Service, excessive heat claimed an average of 138 lives per year in the United States from 1990 through 2019. Your body cools itself by sweating, by having that sweat evaporate into the air. But when it's very humid, the air is already full of moisture, so that sweat stays on your body longer. Keep in mind, it's not always how hot you are, but how hot your surroundings are. This heat gun registered well over 100 degrees for metal and plastic parts of this playground. And a rubber tire registered a blistering 150 degrees, enough to cause burns to your skin in a matter of seconds. And vehicles with closed windows can reach temperatures well over 100 degrees in minutes. Never leave your child or a pet inside and locked up, even for a moment.
Believe it or not, heat-related illness can happen in as little as 30 minutes. So is it time for a break? Well, it could be if you're feeling dizzy, exhausted, or nauseated. You can go rest underneath the shade of a tree where temperatures are lower and take a towel, put some cold water on it or an ice pack on the back of your neck. That will also help. And the wind will help cool you off as well, as temperatures in the shade are cooler than out in the open. Some other helpful tips include, just taking it easy, slowing down, wearing light-colored clothes, as light-colored clothing will actually reflect off the heat rather than absorb it. Watching what you eat. Lighter meals are better than heavy meals, and drink plenty of water or other non-alcoholic beverages. And don't forget to take care of your four-legged friends as well, as they can get heat stroke too. Some of the symptoms include rapid panting, excessive thirst, a bright red tongue, staggering and stumbling, vomiting, and diarrhea. So what should you do? Take your pet and get them away from the heat as best as possible, maybe in a pool or using a garden hose to cool them off, and give them some water, but don't force them to drink. And also, call your vet immediately and see if you can get them in for an appointment or, if need be, an emergency animal hospital.
Speaking of pets, if it's too hot for you, it's also too hot for your four-legged family members. Hot cement and asphalt can quickly burn paws. Make sure if they are outside, they have a shady place to rest and plenty of fresh water. Kevin Goff, ABC 12 News.
Well, we've been in a perpetual La Nina for a couple of years now, so once again that is going to be influencing our summer weather. So you might know what it is already, but it does actually have to do with the trade winds and the equator. We have a stronger trade wind blowing back over to the west, so what that does is it carries the warm water on the surface of the Pacific Ocean back over toward areas of Australia, Indonesia, southeastern Asia, causes a lot of warm weather and some thunderstorms back over that direction, so that's a very warm, wet weather pattern for them. What it means for the eastern Pacific, then, is the colder water from a little further down comes up to the surface. Now, of course, little tiny temperature differences can make a big difference in overall global weather pattern trends. Look at the conditions last year. A little bit of below average in terms of the blue there, but then we look at what's going on currently, and this is as of April 20th. We have a lot of below average water indicated by the blue. The orange is above average water, and again, that's all the way on the other side of the ocean. So we have a lot of cold water in place, which is going to be impacting our weather patterns. So here's a look at what has typically happened over La Nina conditions in the summertime several times throughout history. Definitely have warm conditions for a good part of the United States, some very dry conditions up to the north as well, and cooler, wetter weather down to the south. Now, the National Weather Service outlook kind of mimics that. We're expecting below normal precip for the good part of the country, especially in the middle and the Pacific Northwest, above average moisture off to the east. And in terms of temperatures, everybody is expected to be above normal as we go throughout June, July, and August. But notice the bullseye is back over to the west and off to the northeast. So dry, warm conditions to the west might actually mean more smoke from wildfires over our skies this summer. And we aren't done just yet. We'll have a couple more bits of weather wisdom for you when we come back.
Wake up your day.